me went out to, you know, go shopping. Stop, man, that was real. Okay, see, my girlfriends and me went out to go shopping.
Me too.
And so we went to this one mall, and there was this really hot guy there.
Oh, Battlefield!
Okay. So we decided to go and flirt with him a little bit,
At
you know?
Victoria's Secret.
So we walk up to him. Actually, it was at Victoria's Secret. So we walk up to him, and we decided to start flirting with him. So we go, hey, what's your name? And he goes, Paul. And I was like, okay.
Where?
And, okay, so he's like, my name's Paul, right? And so we're like, you're kind of cute. And he's like, I'm sorry, but I'm engaged to be married. And I was like, oh, that sucks. And so he's like, in fact, I'm picking out the lingerie for our honeymoon right now. And I was like, oh, that is so sweet. So which one do you think would go best on your dear love? And so he picked out this, and he's like, oh, they're not for my love, they're for me. And then he's like, Derek, come here, honey. And so this other hot guy walks up, and so then they start making out, and we run out of Victoria's Secret as fast as we can.
With a thong in hand.
And so yeah, that was quite the experience.
Yeah, for $50.
Talking about $50.
It was $10 horse. A $10 horse. Yeah, it was kinda weird.
$10, man. I mean, come on.
But yeah, it was really weird. But okay, so then we decided to go and eat.
Hey, you know what? I went and bought a box of condoms one day. Didn't even
What
use them.
the hell? This is my show.
Your favorite producer. I got your favorite producer. I got her.
Daniel Scooby. It's called Crystials Scooby.
Oh wow! It's a Crystials candy.
So okay, so I went
Hey, how much you charging per minute?
None.
None.
But she loves me. Now go away.
She gets it free because she's cool.
Okay. So I went to go buy some Laffy Taffies yesterday. Right? And so I just like grabbed a huge handful and I gave it to the guy, and he's like, do you know how many are here? And I was like, well, no, I just grabbed them out of the barrel, you idiot. And so he's like, okay, let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he gets us to 52. And I was like, but dude, just hurry up and count them already. And he's like, I'll go as fast as I can.
Commercial break.
And so then I was like, okay, well, that's very intelligent. You're supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to do this stuff fast. And he's like, well, did you buy the whole bucket? And I was like, no. I mean, come on, stupid. That's 3 Laffy Taffies that somebody else can have. And so then I went and I bought a soda pop, and he's like, okay, since you bought so many Laffy Taffies, I won't charge you for it. And I was like, oh, well, thanks. So I got a free soda. So I was starting to walk out, and he's like, hey, you owe me. And I was like, you said I could have it for free, you idiot. And he's like, no, you owe me. And I was like, ah! And I threw the soda at him and ran out of the store. It was kind of scary. Yeah. Oh, there was this one time I went to this Mexican restaurant, and there was this girl that was having her bachelorette party there, right? Okay, so I went good time, it looks like. So I went over and I hung out with her for a little bit because you know, she looked pretty cool. We started to go, and so we got on a surfboard and we started to go surfing, and one of her boobs fell off, and I was like, oh my god, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, it happens all the time. And I was like, okay. And she's like, yeah, it's alright, I'll just go buy a new one. And so then her other boobie fell off. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? I was like, yeah, I started feeling bad for her because I thought she might have breast cancer or something. And then I realized that she was kind of having a stick up down at the waist, you know. And I was like, hey chick, there's something I should know. She's like, no. She's like, but you're cute. And I was like, okay, I can go with that. And then she goes off and finds her husband, and they get their kids, and they come over, and I'm like, well, why don't you come over to my house for a little bit? I was like, and they were like, okay. And so we went, and the chick's like, where's your bathroom? She's like, where's your bathroom? I was like, down the hall to the left. And it was taking her kind of a long time. So I went to go check on her, and my daughter's like, oh yeah, well, she's already out. And so I go in there, and she's a guy. She's standing up on the toilet with her big, huge penis, like peeing in the